Hey, this is TPJ, the Purpose Doula, and we are here to talk about how you win your year. Okay. I know I'm always talking about how to win the year, and I recently just met with some group of women that I mentor, and I figured, you know what, this is probably something we should actually share to the public. I typically don't do these things, but I'm trying to do better about it because I like to share the information. And so, a little bit about me. My name is STBJ, the Purpose Doula. You either know me as that or you know me as Trisha J. One or the two. I am a mommy of five. I am a wife. I'm a project manager. And I do all the things for sure. I am a life coach, a Christian life coach. And I help people tap into the gold mine within, which is why I call myself the Purpose Doula. We're going to birth whatever is in you that the Lord is calling to come out of you. And so we had a really good session, but the girls were having a time. So I want to protect them and share the information without sharing them and without sharing like the things that they, you know, shared in confidence. So here we are, it's just me and you. Um, Please, if you have not, I want you to pause this video. Go ahead and get a notebook. You're gonna need a notebook and a pen. Cause yeah, we're about to get busy. So pause this video if you have not gotten those things, and then press play. When you come back, we can get this party started. You see how nice I am? I actually paused in real life. All right, so I'm just going to walk y'all through what I do with my clients and even myself for the year. And so I typically do my year in review and planning um, around Black Friday-ish. So after Thanksgiving, I'll start to kind of like map out and see where I am mid-year in July, and then I will do like another post check at the end of the year, like after Thanksgiving, because holiday season, I am like turned down. Not doing too much. I call it my sabbatical season. So that is where I just rest and download from the Lord and let Him just pour into me. Let me know, where He's trying to take me this upcoming year, what I need to be doing this upcoming year, that sort of thing. So I really take the winter and rest. I might do some creating, but I don't do any publishing of those things. Um, so I'm gonna walk y'all through that now, and it's not too late, but I'm just particular about how I do for me. And the Lord just was sharing, like, girl, go ahead and share with these people. So share with my mentors first. They loved it. They wanted to share with some friends. So here we are. 2025 as the year that we're in. But whatever the year is, I want you to look at your intentions for the year, okay? What is the intention that you have for the year? One of the things that I am big on when it comes to intentions for the year is I have a word for the year, right? But then also, again, remember, we're focusing on planning for this new year. So I really like to start with my top. I'm a top five girly, but for this sake, I'll say top three. Because maybe you just got three lessons, okay? And so, what are the top three lessons that you learned from the year before? I'll share mine was trust your instincts. You're never wrong. Your gut, it be no, okay? Trust your instincts. Number two was don't let loyalty stunt your growth. Sometimes loyalty can be the prison sentence that you don't realize that you are in. I can look back and think about people that I grew up with, and then you could see like our personalities were differing. We just didn't want the same things in life. We were going in two different directions, and we would be button heads. We'd be clashing, right? We'd be clashing. And so I'm just like, well, why are we doing this as a kid? Why are we doing this? Like, let's just not even do this anymore. And it would be our parents like, but you guys have been friends since you were 5. You've been friends since this age. And I'm just like, but it's not getting us anywhere. We keep doing this. We keep doing this. I'm able to recognize the pattern as a 16-year-old. Why do we keep doing this? We butt heads. We take some time apart because we're button heads. And then our parents are the ones that pull us together. why are we doing this? And so, yeah, it's really, really important that you don't allow loyalty to stunt your growth. And so, shoot, that happened for me on a personal level. I have to be like Abraham and keep my family, at a distance. Like, I gotta love you from a distance. I absolutely love you. I ride for you, but that's the thing. Don't be loyal to a fault, and oftentimes that is what people require of you. So that was a big lesson for me this year. The third lesson is to keep focused on your dreams and build them out. I don't understand why it's so easy as a former people pleaser to show up for everyone else but yourself, but that needs to be studied. Like, that's something that I definitely have talked to my therapist about. It's like you will betray yourself, you will set up a deadline for yourself and not meet it, but let you set a deadline for somebody else. And I've done like executive assistant work. I've always worked in a consulting space, so I'm familiar and used to having deadlines, right? Always doing it for someone else and not yourself. And so that's always been the thing. I've helped other people make hundreds of thousands of dollars, cross the six-figure, seven-figure mark. And then I'm just like, girl, you gotta take some time to do that for yourself. It's really important for you to be focused on your dreams, which is why I came up with the planner that I created, the nomination planner. Because for me, I need to always be clear on what my why is. So I'm always writing down my goals at the top. And so when you're clear on your goals, they really do give you the framework and the boundaries to avoid doing things that aren't going to push you towards where you're trying to go. And so that's why number three lesson was really, really good. And so I was just like, yep, we're practicing this like all the way. And when I tell you, I'll say I'll talk about this a little bit more. This bingo card, that's my goals. I like to gamify my goals. Since I have been doing that and like really keeping the third lesson of just focusing on your dreams and building them out, I have accomplished more in my goals and for my goals than I have in a very long time. And so when you got big goals, you want to make sure that you are being patient with yourself, right? Because it takes a long time to turn a cruise ship. It takes a long time to turn around when you are doing something, but you're big. And so going from or transitioning from being like, the person that helps everybody else get everything done to being the person that, no, I'm going to make sure that I do those things for me. Let's turn this ship around type of deal. Baby, game changer. And so I have been doing this gamified goal sheet. Bingos is what I like to call them. Bingoals. Bingos. I've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years. I think this is my fourth year. We are in February, and I've already gotten 5 things crossed off of that list. When I tell you, most times I hit bingo more than once. So, because I have big dreams, big goals, and I know that this is a trick that the enemy likes to um, do or use against me, I keep this as a lesson. So, you stay focused on your own dreams and you build them out. This is a season to build. If you are not building, if you're not writing the books, if you're not starting your businesses, if you're not taking them to the next level, if you're not pivoting, you are missing the boat. Don't miss the boat. You need to be building because we have to build our own financial arcs in this season, okay? Nobody's coming to save you but you. Okay? So I just want to say that. This is a super prophetic session. It is just me going and flowing. And so I want you to just take notes as you go and leave space. Like, when I say my top three lessons, maybe write top three lessons of the previous year and then do a number one, two, three. So that way, if you don't have time to like really think about it, you can do that after the fact, but you don't miss anything. And if you do miss something, go ahead and rewatch it. It'll be here for a replay. Okay. Um, Another thing when it comes to just my lessons, again, remember I told you I have a word of the year, but I also have a focus of the year. And so when I became a wife 19 years ago tomorrow, When I became a wife, I was just like, Lord, what do you want me to do? You want me to be somebody's wife? I've never seen that. I've never seen that motto before. I've never seen anybody do that and be happy. I've never seen anybody do that and be successful. W- Why would I do that? Like that was not on my bingo card for the year 20 years ago. It was never a thing for me. And he said, no, no, he showed me some things. He walked me through why I needed to do it. And basically I'm his. I've been marked for God my entire life. So I don't get to live my life for me. And if you are a firstborn, you are dedicated to the Lord, whether you know it or not. You don't get to live your life for you. And so basically in saying all those things, he was like, I need you to do this. And just trust me. Like it's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. And he told not no lies, okay? Not one lie was told. But also in all of my apprehension, he shared with me, I'm going to show you how to be a wife. And so he began to walk me through Proverbs 31. And we all know about the virtuous woman, right? We all know about the Proverbs 31 woman. She is goals. She is crazy. That baby don't sleep. She's an entrepreneur. She does all of the things. And I was just like, okay, I'm listing all of these things and I'm like, this is overwhelming. I'm scared of this. Like, who who do I even see in real life that is doing this? Because this is rough. And so he was just like, girl, relax. I don't know why he talks to me like that, but he does, girl, relax. And he was just like, here, this is what I need you to do. The best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, right? So he said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one verse from the Proverb 31 woman and focus on that for the entire year. So that way you don't get overwhelmed and that way you really can put the thing into practice. So that way it's embedded into you. And so each year since forever now, yeah, about 20 years now, I have been using one Proverb 31 scripture to work on and hone for the year. So last year it was Proverbs 31:13, and this year is going to be Proverbs 31:21. So let me see. Cause yeah, when I tell you, I love it though. It has really helped grow my character, my discipline, my integrity, just as a mama, as a wife, as a businesswoman. Proverbs 31, and these pages are sticking together. Uh, has been a game changer for me. So what I like to do is take notes because I have an issue. But I write down my years, I highlight all of them, and then I just will share like the revelation that the Lord has been giving me about that particular proverb. And oh, so many characteristics of the Proverbs 31 woman when we allow wisdom to rule our lives. And so I think that's the part that is the most important is don't let your feelings rule your lives. Don't let other people rule your lives. You let God and wisdom rule in your life. You let God and wisdom reign in your life. And when you do these things, kindness is your portion. When you do these things, when you operate in wisdom, favor goes before you. When you are operating in these principles, you really do reap some amazing benefits. And so it put me on the road to excellence. And one thing about excellence and doing the extra, that road is never crowded. No one likes to do the extra, right? Also, the Proverbs 31 woman just taught me that charm and beauty, they're fleeting. And I've always known that. I've never been a big fan of aesthetics for that reason because you can be pretty and evil and mean and dumb as a box of rocks, but you pretty. Can it be a little bit more sustenance, more substance? And so in doing these or applying these Proverbs 31 verses to my life, literally just meditating on them, operating and walking it out for the entire year, that has been a game changer. So I always admonish women to consider doing that, pray about it. The next thing that we want to talk about is as we're reflecting on the previous year, what was the biggest message that people got from you? And be honest, like this is the time that you really want to self reflect and see where you are, because obviously your feelings show where you are, but when you look at your life actions, they kind of let you know where you are too. And so what was the biggest message that people got from you? I can tell you, I definitely have had years where the biggest lesson that I got, or that I gave people, was that I didn't have good boundaries. I was giving way too much without having boundaries or consequences for actions or lack thereof. And so, what does that look like for you? What are you telling people? And that was like a hard pill for me to swallow. Like, girl, you so used to saying yes, you're being a people pleaser, or you're not doing what you need to do. It's just, it was like, "Ugh, you need to get it together, Trisha." And so it really helped set me up to where I didn't do those things anymore. I really made it a focus to concentrate on those things moving forward. All right, so now while we're reflecting on what we learned from last year, or what we taught people from last year, let's talk about our money, because that's important. Okay. So, what was the biggest message that your spending showed you? And I'm talking about, go line by line. You can see, what do they say? Wherever your treasure is, that's where your heart is. That's true. And so, um, I just got back into the spreadsheet thing. I was doing more financial apps and just letting them give me the synopsis of where I was and what I was doing and all the things. And I just got back into spreadsheeting it out, and I have a savings account for this and a savings account for that. I'm trying to pay off this debt. I'm trying to save up for this thing. And I started looking at the day-to-day spending. And when I tell you, your spending will tell on you. It'll tell if you like to go out to eat too much. And sometimes we like to do those things, but maybe it's not in the budget and you still make a way for it. You need to be more disciplined in those things. That is what your spending will tell you. Some of the most successful people in the world are givers. Real givers move in silence. They're not looking to give for recognition, but they do give, and because they honor this biblical principle of giving 10% to a nonprofit, to a charity, to that sort of thing, they really are blessed, and you see that they are yielding and reaping more because they're sowing more seed out in the world. So what is your giving? What is that story telling? What does that look like for you? So I will say the biggest message that I've learned as an entrepreneur, for sure, is that it's easy to spend too much. And so even though it's easy to do that, you have to make sure that you're spending with a plan. And so that will require you have to be a little bit more disciplined, right? You have to say to friends and family, that's not a financial priority for me. I can't go out to eat. That's not a financial priority. Financial priority to me. I won't be able to attend that. And I've definitely been that girl, building businesses and that sort of thing. And it kind of sucks, it doesn't feel good when you say you can't go out on the vacation, but it's better to delay your cravings and things now so you can build and do that consistently later. And so it's just all about how you see it and how you view the things. But what story does your money tell you? Like, how does your spending translate? Do you spend it all on your kids? Do you spend it all on the house? What does that look like for you? Go ahead and type that in the comments. I would be very curious to see how that works and what that looks like, because sometimes you just need that accountability. I know for sure when I first started working again, all on my kids, all on my kids, all on my kids. And then it was just like, girl, no, you have other things to do. But I think because I had been in a position where I had to tell them no for so long, I didn't want to tell them no. So, what does that look like for you? What story does your spending tell you? All right, take a moment, think about it, write it down, leave space if you have not, because we got a lot to cover. All right, so the next thing that we want to talk about is who you are. And so, again, I'm a top 5 girly. We always talk about the top 5 things. And so When you know who you are, it helps you set boundaries. When you know where you're going, it helps you set boundaries, and it sets up a great framework for you to be who you need to be. So I'll share some things about me, and hopefully that'll help you have a better idea of who you are. Oftentimes you don't even realize it if you don't know who you are, because you just do the things, and it's other people that are like, oh yeah, I know her for this. So if you don't know who you are, or you don't have an idea of like the things that you are great at that people know you for, ask the people that are closest to you, because they absolutely will help you to understand and better see yourself. I can remember saying, I'm just a mom, because I don't want to say I was trapped in the world of being a stay-at-home mom, but I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, homeschooling the kids and doing all of the things. That I couldn't see everything else that I was doing. It took for like my friends and my husband to be like, girl, you are more than just a mom. You got a whole MBA. You help people with businesses. You're a writer. Like, you do all of these things. So want to give you that framework and just some things about me to help you better understand, so you can see it in yourselves. Okay. So first things first, when I am describing myself now, I'm a princess of the king. Okay. I am a daddy's girl. Abba Father is my father. Remember I told you, I know I've been marked by God my entire life. I was not supposed to be here. My mom definitely believes in pro-choice. Okay. She absolutely believes in exercising her right to choose, and she was going to choose not to move forward with the pregnancy, except for I was like good 6-7 months, so she couldn't move forward with the termination. They were not going to go for it. I was meant to be here. And so when it comes to being a princess of the king, God really don't play about me, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, now that I have my daughters, I can tell the difference. Like, oh my goodness, have you ever seen a daddy's girl? Like, the way that they turn it on, they're just like, daddy, but I really want that. Can we go shopping? I want to do the thing. And then daddy is just like, this big strong man just turned into a whole little noodle. And next thing you know, we're going to go shopping and do the thing that the daughter wanted, because she is a princess. And daddy is taking care of his princess. I am a princess of the king. Okay. God don't play about me. And so I'm working on my book, Submission Isn't Kryptonite, and I just remember that being a princess, even as a wife, right? When you start dealing with your spouses and y'all are not agreeing, or you feel like they're not moving how you feel like they should move, or treating you how you feel like they should be treating you, I would go and tell my daddy. I'm going to prayer. I'm going into my prayer closet, and baby, I'm telling on you. I am telling on you. And oh my goodness, of course, like in the beginning of the marriage, I'll be going to tell on John, and God would be like, girl, be quiet. You need to work on this, this, and this. You need to fix this. You need to do better here, that sort of thing. But after a while, once I got my life together, oh no, he would be getting in trouble because I prayed, and I'm just like, Lord, you got to fix this. This is not right. God don't play about his babies, okay? So I know I'm a princess of the king. I know this for a fact. I am happy to be daddy's princess. So when I go and pray, I am definitely an Abba Father girl, because I'm talking to my daddy. My daddy will move mountains for me. I need to talk to my daddy, and we need to talk through this thing, okay? Number two, I'm a prophet of God. Now, I didn't always know this. I am a seer. I've always seen things, right? Even as a little kid, I would see like the little scary figures. Now I know that they were demons, but nobody in my family was saved. So I didn't know. Now I know those things, but I've always been able to see into the spirit realm. But I didn't know that I was a prophet until I was an adult with all my kids, okay? Prophet of God. What I did know is that I am a prayer warrior. Hello, Princess Warrior Life. I am a prayer warrior. I'm an intercessor. One thing about it, you can hate my guts, and a lot of people do, because I'm a truth teller. You love it or you hate it, right? But when stuff hits the fan, when you need a miracle, who you call? I'm talking about people. I would be like, I know for a fact you don't like me. Why are you in my DMs asking for prayer? Or why are you stopping me to ask for prayer? But it's because that has been evident fruit in my life. I am a person that's going to pray. I'm a person that's going to ask people, do they have prayer requests and that sort of thing. So I know that. I'm an intercessor. Um, I'm a judge. I'm a Deborah. I definitely am a judge. Um, More importantly for me, I'm an influencer to influencers. So I'm usually in the background. And in this season, it's so uncomfortable because God is like pushing me forward to do more things and be seen. Oh my goodness. You talk about what? Lord, I just want to do everything to help the bishop, the pastor, whoever run, their business, their service, and make it great. I don't care to be seen. I don't like the politics of it. I don't like none of that. No, thank you. I don't like the fakeness that come with it. Don't be. You was just mean to me when you didn't know my position. Don't be nice to me now. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy because now you're only being nice because you know of the position that I hold. I don't really get jiggy with that. So I like to be in the background. I'm an influencer to influencer. So I usually have access to people who are like on the main stage, who are doing crazy, amazing, big things. And I'm the one that's helping them with strategy and all the things to make those things, go off without a hitch. I am a worshiper. I call it a Grammy Award winning shower singer, okay? I'm gonna give you the best concert of your life in the shower. And I'm talking about just a God. I'm a worshiper. Just by nature, my heart is to worship. And so that's a great thing. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a leader, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a purpose coach, a purpose and wellness coach, right? So that's how I got purpose doula, purpose coach. And I'm a media maven. Like those are the things that I do. Those are the things that people come to me for. That's how I came up with Ask TPJ. Because people would ask me like, how are you doing all of this? How are you doing all of this and you got 5 kids? Or how are you in school and you're pregnant and you got a baby already? Like, how are you doing these things? And it would just be like a marvel as to how is she getting this stuff done and I can't get this stuff done. And I'm like, what is this? Like, why are you asking me all of this stuff? It just happened. I had no idea it was going to turn into what it is. So, what are the top 5 things that you can name for yourself, like who you are? What is your position? Because when I know these things, now I know. I'm not. I'm not what I know what I'm not. So now I know what I'm not going to do. Can't ask me to do things that's not in my wheelhouse. I mean, you can, but I'm going to tell you no. So, in knowing who I am, I have those boundaries. Okay. And that helps me set up the framework for my year and my life. All right. So far we've gone over the lessons for the previous year, the biggest message that people have learned from you, the biggest message that your spending has shown you about yourself and who you are. Okay, so now we're going to move into what we need to do for this year. Okay, we've done all the past work, right? That's the foundation, that's the framework. Now let's hop into what we're doing for the new year. So for us in our sphere over here in the Midwest, our word, we do a word for the year. I usually have a group chat with a couple girlfriends and I tell them my real word. So publicly, I always give a corporate word, but then I tell them like the word that I work on personally. But the corporate word for the year is behold. And our foundational scripture is Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Shall you not perceive it? I'm making ways in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. And so this is a year of revival. And if you have been a part of our Bible study, right? If you've been a part of our Sunday lives with Morning Manna, the Lord had us to do an entire series on the book of Nehemiah, and he called it the road to revival. And this is where we are right now, current day in 2025. Things are going to get worse before they get better. And that is absolutely what we saw in the book of Nehemiah. When he went home, all of the walls were broken down. The city was desolate. And it got worse before it got better because he had to work on the mind frames of people. He had to, start to rebuild the things and deal with the opposition of rebuilding because, this is the way that we've always done things. You're always going to have those sort of people, right? And so the word behold deals with the eyes, is dealing with what you see. And so We're going to see things we've never seen before. We're going to experience things that we've never seen before. I mean, January was the longest month of the year. Like it was a long year, and it was just January. We and you're going to continue to see things that you've never seen before, because 2025 is the year of revival. That means that you need to be building. This is why I keep talking to you all about, creating your financial arc, because Daniel is my guy. And we have a president Nebuchadnezzar. And so I'm praying we have, good people around him. We need some Daniels and believers around him, for that reason. But this is a year that we're going to see things we've never seen before. And so we have to make sure that we're doing what we can on our side to take care of it. I will share one personal piece for me, and maybe yeah, I'll share this one. My personal word for the year, I could share this one, is Hadassah. It's my Esther year, and I, full disclosure, have had a few Esther years. I failed a couple of them, which is why the Lord was like, "Yeah, you're gonna do them again." And then I finally passed. I don't remember the last time I had one. The last Esther year that I can remember had just had my son. W, how old are you? 10? 11. He's 11. So Debbie is 11. So that's the last time I remember an Esther season for me, and I passed it. Hallelujah, I passed it. Whew, that was rough. So like getting my nails done was one of the things, and I think it's just small bites for me. So he was like, "Okay, well, go this whole year making sure you smell good and you keep your nails done." And so that is one of the things for me this year is, okay, well, you've been doing great keeping your nails done. So maybe that was a Esther year. It had to be, because I've been getting my nails done since 2018. So that was the last Esther year that I had, 2018, because it was nails. I've been getting my nails done faithfully since 2018. And this time is my hair. I got to keep my hair done, and I'm exercising. I'm a dance instructor, y'all. Crazy. But yeah, keeping myself together is part of it. But that's not all. And I think that's the part that gets people, because Esther is so much deeper than surface level looks. Remember, I told you I hate surface level looks. Like, don't be beautiful on the outside and you're ugly on the inside. I'd rather you be beautiful on the inside. I'd rather you actually have something in your brain. I hate when girls play dumb because they want to be pretty and, get the attention of a male. Don't dumb yourself down, please don't. But I will say, for the word of the year that I have with Esther, or Hadassah, Hadassah is her real name, Esther is her slave name. Um, there are pillars that I need to focus on for that word, okay? And so Esther is not all beauty. Esther is not all self-care. I think a lot of people, when they hear Esther year, that's all they think of. Is just, she had the 6 month beauty treatments. She had 6 months of looking good and smelling good and all the things. So there was like this year of training that was just beauty. And yes, that is a part of it. But also remember that Esther had a mentor whose name was Mordecai. And Mordecai was on her when it came to the spiritual side of her year of training. Okay. And so I have 5 pillars that we need to focus on when it comes to Esther and having an Esther year. And maybe I'll share this as a separate video because it needs to be said. But faith. Esther and everything that she accomplished was by faith. Okay, she couldn't do this in her own strength. And so let's make that the second one. The second one is strength. She operated in faith. She operated in strength that she didn't have. Number 3, she operated in courage. And so it took a lot of courage for her to literally save her people from mass genocide. I mean, because let's just face it, it's not like the king was super integral. He got rid of his one wife because she didn't obey him, right? It was embarrassing. And then he just was sleeping with everybody. So everybody he slept with was a little concubine. And so he hadn't seen Esther for quite a while. Hadn't seen her for quite a while. And here she is having to be brave enough to go and speak to him when he didn't ask for her. She could have died. That took courage. She had to fast. So, it's a year of consecration. It's a year of really like seeking the Lord, seeking his face. Esther wasn't able to do everything that she did because she was beautiful. She was able to do everything that she did because she poured out her spirit. She put down her flesh. She turned over her plate. She sought the Lord. And he met her natural with his supernatural. And so everything that she did in her own strength, he honored that and met her to save the people. He empowered them. Of course, it's beauty, right? Uh, of course, we know that, right? So that's why I talked about the hair and the nails and that sort of thing. But wisdom, she had to operate from a place of wisdom. Is very important, which is why we talk about Proverbs again. We have to operate from a place of wisdom. Um, and then the seventh one, of course, is prayer. So those are the pillars that we focus on. So maybe if you want, let me know and I can dive into them a little bit more. But that's the focus of my word of the year personally. And so I just didn't give y'all the tactics. But those are the seven pillars that Esther is focused on. If you are ever called to have an Esther year. Okay. All right. Now let's move on. What is your mission statement for this year? It's really important for you to have a mission statement for this year because think of Target. It's like that piece in the middle. You're aiming for that middle piece, and that's what your mission does. Okay. I can definitely remember there have been times where my mission was just to, girl, be quiet. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Shh, shh, shh. Don't tell nobody. Because sometimes when you tell people the things, they just never come to pass that way. Probably don't want to do that. Okay. So what does that mission look like for you? So because I am the overachiever that I am, I have an overall mission, right? But then I break it down and have others. So I'll share my little quick little blurbs for each one. So you need to have an overall mission statement, but then I have a personal mission statement, which is you owe you. Okay. You owe you. Don't nobody else owe you but you. The work that you put in when you go clock in for your 9 to 5, you should be giving that to you in your dreams. Okay. My ministry dream mission is everyday life on the battlefield. That's always been the mission. It's probably never gonna change unless the Lord says so. But we have a lot of churches in Detroit, y'all know that, right? And you go and they tap into the sensationalism, emotionalism, and all of those things. But then you leave and you still feel depressed after you leave. You still don't know how you're going to handle your business. You still don't know how this bill is going to get paid. And God was just like, no. You still cussing people out in the parking lot. And so God was just like, no, I want you to show people how to live every day. What are the tools that they can have in their toolbox to live a successful, good, quiet life? And so that's why we got everyday life on the battlefield. Business. If you have ever done any coaching with me, my mission is always to help you find your focus, right? Um, Family, build the ark. If you've been listening to any of our Sunday messages on the YouTube channel, this was still this channel. Just go find a playlist, Morning Manna or First Fruit Fast. We've been talking about the financial ark, right? And so Moses's mama built the ark. And so we need to be building arcs in this season. What you gotta ask the Lord what that arc is. But that's my mission for my family: build the arc. And so for some people, that arc is growing your own food. You need to be gardening this year. Some people that is stockpiling. You need to be couponing. I like to look at YouTube, not YouTube. I'm sorry, TikTok and Instagram, and I will type in coupon deals for the week of this. And then they'll show you all the stories of places you can go like Walgreens, CVS, Dollar General, Kroger, all the stores that have the deals, how you can get these things for super cheap. Like you can get a cart full of groceries or like, cleaning goods or shampoo, conditioner, that sort of thing. And you get $10 back if you do it this way. And they'll walk you through those things step by step. So, that's something that is really, really important. So whatever the arc is, you need to seek the Lord and ask him what that looks like for you and your family. Um, the financial mission for me this year. If you've ever done coaching, this is one of the things that I say quite often. I help you tap into the gold mine within, because Nine times out of 10, what it is that you're looking for, the thing that you're looking to save you, the extra money, for you to take the vacations or live the lifestyle that you want to live, it's already in you. What you have is enough to get started. And so I help people walk through and excavate those things in real life. That's what I do as a coach. Okay. Professional, my professional mission, because remember, I'm a 9 to 5 entrepreneur because I got 5 kids and they like V-Bucks, Robux, and Starbucks in this economy. So your girl be outside working and then I come home and I be hustling. My mission there is just to level up. When it comes to my spiritual mission, it's just to lock in. And so it doesn't have to be super crazy, right? It doesn't have to be these long drawn out. I want it to be something that you can just remember, something that you can remember, something that you can put on a quick poster board, you know what I mean? Something to where you're like, yeah, when I hear that, that's what I got. So I like to do quick little things that I can remember because I'm 10-second Trisha. And so I want to make sure that it makes sense. It's something that I actually can apply to my life, but also will remember if I didn't have my notebook with me. Okay. All right. So now, last part, we're about to wrap up. We have done all the things. We have talked about last year. We started the framework for this year. We still haven't talked about goals. I want to make sure that we are talking about goals. But again, remember how we just broke down the mission and we had all of these different areas? I want you to think the same way when it comes to your personal goals, okay? When it comes to your goals for this year. And so I always start off with personal, right? You should have a personal goal. You should have a professional goal. You should have a health goal. You should have a financial goal. You should have a personal development goal. You should have an entrepreneurial goal because everybody should have more than one stream of income, even if it's just a little side hustle. Okay. You should have a spiritual goal. You know, we are reading the Bible in the Bible app, and so as we're reading the entire Bible in the year, and I think this year I chose the Bible recap version. It's not too late if you wanted to join. I got a group of us that are doing the things. You might not finish on time with us unless you are a person that just will read to catch up. Because I'll do that sometime. We're on day 35. No, we're not. We are on day 44. Um, But yeah, the Bible recap with I call her TLC. It's Tara Lee something, but her initials are TLC. Um Man, that's the goal. Read the Bible every day for the year. I remember well, not one time, but several times. I don't know why we were so crazy. Me and the Princess Warrior Life group. We did the B90X challenge a few times, like 5 times we did it. We read the entire Bible in 90 days, and I would do it at least like once a year. So that way you can do it in a quarter. So 1 quarter out of the year, we would focus on that. Um, Investment goal, family goal, relationship or marriage goal, friendship goal, and then a stretch goal. So let's walk through what that looks like. I am a person that likes to write things in present tense because who is our God? When he was delivering Moses and the children of Israel, he said, "I am that I am." And so when you say what you are, when you talk present tense, it just hits different. And so God is a God who he becoming in agreement with these things, y'all. And so I hate when people say, "I'm stupid." Don't say that. Don't curse yourself. Don't put God into a position where he has to agree with that. Because you use the I am. No, you're not. You are blessed and highly favored. You are the lender, not the borrower. You are the head and not the tail. I am those things. And so I believe in affirmations and mantras and just when I write my goals, I kind of write them in present tense for that reason. Okay. So personal goal, you can say something like I vacation once a quarter and I fly first class or comfort plus because that's a good one too. Okay. With the people that I love the most. So for me, it's my family, my friends that have become family is me and my children. So I think that that's a good one. Sometimes is, you've been going through and it's like, I'm delivered and free in Jesus' name. Whatever that looks like for you, make it so. For a professional goal, it can be, I will learn more this year and transition into this role, or I will learn more this year and receive this percent raise. But make it present tense, like I'm actively working toward these things, which is also all my goals that we're going over are on this list right here. So you see them X's, your girl working. I like to schedule things, okay, in advance. Health goal, whatever it is, I will weigh the appropriate amount. My BMI, I don't think you should go by BMI, but my BMI will be this percentage. I will eat more protein and less junk food by doing this. We can always turn them into smart goals later, but just make it a sentence to where you can just keep saying the thing. And then you can use, like, I don't know, Chat GPT or some AI. Don't use Chat GPT. We don't like them. Who can I give you? Claude AI. You can use Claude AI. I'm trying to get away from using the big conglomerates because they lost their dang on mind. Okay. Um, how to think about that one. Financial goal. I save 10% of my income consistently. I give 10% of my income consistently. I diversify my income. I have healthy financial boundaries. One of the things that I like to pray and say over my life, I want for nothing. I have nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken, and that's all on God. Okay, that one right there is a game changer. So I love saying that one. So when it comes to professional development goals, that can be your educational goals. Whether it's going back to college because you need to do less scrolling and more educating. I love that TikTok has the University of Hillman. That's a thing. Um, certifications, Udemy, whatever you can do to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success and making it, apparent that you are the best choice despite what your age, sex, and religion is and color of your skin. You want to be on top of that. So that's why I always go to school. I'm always have a degree or a certification or something. Okay. So, you know, pass my certification with flying colors, whatever that is. One of the things that I like to pray over is, I say the camels of resources. They bring golden incense, like Isaiah 60 verse 6 in my life, because camels are coming. If you're building and preparing, the camels are coming, and they bring you gold and incense, and they bring you the things and the resources that you're looking for to help sustain you. Okay. Camels are coming. So these are things that I'll take a scripture when I find it, and I'll add a space. I'll write the little sentence for my goal, and then I'll leave an extra line just in case I find, because you're gonna find it. You in that word, you're gonna find it. Where I find an extra scripture to back up the goal, and then I can just say it just like that. um Entrepreneurial goals. Some goals as an entrepreneur, if you're a writer, you want to be a New York Times bestseller, right? And so I'm a New York Times bestseller. uh, I have 3 books on a New York Times bestseller list, or whatever the case may be. I just want to give you like some examples that will help you. I have a successful and fiscally prosperous company, and I thank the Lord for wealth transfer, of blessings and influence in my business. I just was thinking about it. I sure did butcher it, but you get the point. We talked about the spiritual goal already, but uh, reading the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, dedicating time to the Lord on a daily basis, fasting and consecrating on a consistent schedule. We fast the first 3 days of the month. I've been doing that since I wrote my first book during a fast with Medina Pullings, because she's the one that actually taught me that principle. Fasting the first 3 days of the month. I would get on a prayer call with her and her crew. So maybe 2010, 2011. I've been doing it since then. And so the Lord again is pushing me out. And so he's like, no, you need to do some things publicly. So we've been fasting or talking, teaching about it this last year publicly. But I've been doing it since like 2010. So what does that schedule look like for you? Again, remember, I told you this is an Esther year for me. And so one of the pillars of Esther is consecration. Gotta turn over that plate, Trisha. It's not just about looking cute. Making sure the inside is good too. Making sure that flesh is off of you. Making sure you're delivered from certain things, because what? Some of these things don't come out except by fasting and prayer. Some strongholds on your life don't get broken off except by fasting and prayer. Some of them generational curses, those agreements that your ancestors, your parents, your grandparents made with the enemy, don't come off you except by fasting and prayer. Just saying. So what does that look like for you? Investment goal. You need to be, if you're one of us, if you're in my age bracket, we're probably not getting retirement. You don't have too many companies that give pensions these days. So what does your investment goal look like? Are you saving? Will it be like, I will say 10% in my Roth IRA or my 401k or my whole life insurance, because whole life insurance is a great investment, right? Like, you need to talk to somebody that's into the finances, that's licensed, so that way they can help you figure out what your plan should be, what that roadmap looks like. um what do we say when it comes to scripture? I'm 100% debt free. I'm a lender, not a borrower. I'm a head, not the tail. Those things are important. Family goals. Y'all know I'm big on family. Family is the first ministry. If my family not right, y'all will not see me on here. Okay, just end of that. So I spend time with each of my kids consistently. We already have mommy and daughter days. We have mommy and son days. Shoot, today we're about to have a little Valentine's Day party situation, just because I want to love on them and give them some encouragement and love, and I like to just let them have fun and do things and make memories. And so one of the goals can be, we are watching the people shovel the snow. We'll have family time on this type of cadence, whether it's weekly. We'll vacation biannually together. So every 6 months you're going on a family vacation. Like, you whatever that looks like for you, whatever it is you believe in God for, to work towards. Write that down. Relationship or marriage goals. What does that look like? If you're not married, what does the list look like? And be realistic. Like, let's not make 6'6", brown skin, make six figures, all of that. Sometimes that can be an idol, because what if the person that God has for you is like 5'7", light skin, or not black at all, and he makes $80,000. He makes a decent amount, but it's not what you said. I mean, statistically, most people don't. A lot of people don't make six figures. Yeah, so there's that. So let's be realistic with our goals. Um, I'm grateful and blessed for our family to not have those issues, and not have that cap. And we're a family of five. I'm sorry, we're a family of seven. So it's a blessing to be a part of the top few percentage. Um, but also I have a master's. I'm a part of the top few percentage. John is college educated. He's a part of the top few percentage. So those things help. See why education is important. See why I'm saying these things. Um, so what does that look like for you? I wrote out a list when God was like, "Oh no, you absolutely gonna do this. You're gonna get married one day." And I was like, "Are you sure about that?" Write down a list of things that you want. And so everything on my list was actually about the person and not what they looked like. Um, because in all honesty, John was not tall enough for me. When I first met him, like, I was just like, "You want to be my friend?" Because, like, there's no way we would date. You're too short. You're not tall enough to ride this ride, is what I told him. That's what I told him. And now look at him riding this ride. That's crazy. That's my guy though. Like, that's my bestie. Um, so it was just like, the person had to love God but not be spooky. I don't want no spooky person. I was definitely going to church more than John, so he gave me balance there, because I was there Sunday morning for early service, 11 a.m. service, evening service. I'd be there for prayer, choir, Bible study. I was at church, okay? I was at church. Um, And he, grew up in a church, so he had more balance than I did. It was my safe haven because I didn't have a safe space growing up, so I just would be there instead of being at home and in a low vibrational space. But when I tell you, it was exactly what I needed. And so I was just like, okay, I want somebody that loves God, but that's not spooky, or super religious. I want somebody that believes family is important. Like, family is important to me. If I got to be married and if kids are a part of the equation, I need family to be important. I need somebody that has strong work ethic, but they're not, making work an idol to where that's all they do. Because baby, I'm not raising these kids by myself if I gotta have kids. Right. I want them to, like, want to have time with me, and know that they need to prioritize time with me, but I don't want to have to beg for it. Like, I just wrote out a realistic list like that, and how I want it to be loved. And when I tell you God is so good, John literally checks off that box, like literally all the things. But I didn't put like things that I wanted them to look like. It was nothing aesthetic on the list. Um, so there's that. Now that we're married, I have different goals. And so we did like a marriage boot camp. Shout out to Ron and LaShawn Franklin. They are awesome. So I think that every marriage should have a tune up. Whether you are in a good space or in a bad space, I think every marriage needs a tune up. You should be checking in consistently. And you should be doing a tune up every year to kind of like see where you are, that sort of thing. So that's what Ron and LaShawn do. Love them. We used to be leaders and help out there with the marriage boot camp. When I tell you, they put us on to having like family goals and having a family mission and all those things. And so it just kind of stuck with me. And so now we still have those relationship goals, but we're married now. And so those goals now look like making sure that we connect. You got to connect on a consistent basis, right? You got to tune in. Like, we connect on the phone, we connect on social media, but we have to connect with one another. I had to fuss at him because we had just been getting busy a little while ago, like a couple years ago. And I'm like, you got to date me. Like, we used to go out on dates all the time. You need to date me. And so, going out on bi-weekly dates or weekly dates, going out on vacations on a consistent cadence, like, you need to make sure that you have a mission and have those things in place so that we can keep the flame, burning. Um, Friendship goals, because relationships are important. All relationships are important, and this is why I don't call everyone my friend, because then I have to invest time in the relationship. And right now, because I have been accomplishing more goals, my schedule has been so crazy, and I feel like I'm failing in this area right now, if I'm honest. And so I've definitely had to reach out to a couple friends and apologize for not necessarily flaking, but like being double booked, triple booked type of deal. And I'm so sorry I missed out on this event. I feel like a bad friend because I never stand people up. I hate standing people up. I hate being stood up. And I'm like, oh, I owe you. I'm paying for the next meal because this is not like me. I value our time together. I know that you have life going on and a busy schedule. And so, um, because my friends are consistent and faithful and fruitful friends, I was just like, yeah, let's make that a priority this year. You want to be in a space where you're showing up for them just like they're showing up for you, Trisha. And that is important when you have equally yoked relationships. And so all across the board, whether it's family, friends, or relational with, romantic, I need them to be equally yoked. So I have goals for my friends. I feel like you should have goals for your friends too. And then your stretch goal, whatever it is, that's something that you want to do, but it'll stretch you. You definitely know you need the help of the Lord to do those things. Go ahead, write that down. Write that down. I think, Habakkuk 2 says, write the vision, make it plain, but then you actually need to have it somewhere that you can see on a consistent basis. Because I am a writer, I just keep a notebook with these things and I go over this. So, like, just how we just did this, and I told you I did this last year. Why is it not closing? It's driving me mad. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it because it doesn't want to close. Um, but just like we just did this for this year, I'll be doing it again December 1st. I'll be doing it again December 1st, and I'll be just like meditating and going over, the lessons that I've learned for the year. And I do it every year. And when I tell you each year that I do it, it gets better. I get stronger. I go further in my goals. I prosper more. My relationships are stronger and better and more fortified. It's a game changer. So I just want to make sure that I share those with you. I pray that this has blessed you. Let me know when you wrap everything up and you write everything down. Um, you know, check in with me. Check in every now and again and let me know how you feel starting off. But then let's do another check in maybe at the 6 month mark. So let's do another check in June, and then I'll think about doing one at the end of the year for y'all, because it's really important for you to win the year. Y'all know I'm always talking about winning the day, but I really do set up like master classes and things like that. Like I facilitate them for us to win the year. So I can go into depth in those, but I just wanted to at least give you a general overview of things that you should be doing to set yourself up for success. Scheduling. You need to be scheduling the things. Goal planning. You need to be goal planning. This is my prayer board, by the way. So I just put all my prayers and the things that I'm believing God for her back at Two Style right here. I see this every day because I'm working in my office every day. Whether I'm working on my book or I'm in a meeting or something, I'm always right here. So I can always look and stop and go touch the prayer. I can always look and stop and see what I should be working on. I can always look and stop and see what goal I need to be focusing on. And so this is something that I've been living for the past 10 years. And so I hope that this blessed you. If this did, go ahead and drop it in the comments, like what you got out of it, what you're going to be working on. I will be lifting your name and your goals in prayer, that you will see good success, that the Lord will meet you where you are and he'll help you, achieve those goals. So let's win the year. I love you. Goodbye.